Hi everybody, I'm doing some serious multitasking here, but just wanted to come on really quick while I'm getting ready for my day to talk about International Women's Day and an interesting conversation I had with a woman at the gym yesterday. So if you don't know me, my name is Chris. I teach fitness. I've been in group exercise and personal training and health coaching for over 3 decades. It's a passion of mine since I was a young girl, to move my body and to fuel my body with good food and to just, live a clean, healthy life, to sustain yourself, healthy habits, no nonsense, no tricks, no anything like that. It's not a upward kind of slope, but it has like little ebbs and flows to it, but it's worked for me my whole life, and my passion is to help other women do the same. So in honor of International Women's Day, which is tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a special workout. I will talk about that in a minute. But I was talking to someone at the gym yesterday, and we had a nice chat about, usually women talk about, weight loss, I was bad, I was good, I worked out, I didn't work out, I went on vacation, I didn't eat great, I wasn't happy with the way I ate yesterday. And I'm being kind. Usually women use much worse words. But there's no good or bad. We're just living our life. Okay, so that's number one. So, she was talking about being on this program. I honestly forget what it was, but it was something about like eating bars, like protein bars, and snacking multiple times during the day. So, it may work for some people. It may not work. I have my own thoughts on that. I don't really like things like that, and I don't like snacking all day. I believe 3 healthy meals with protein at each meal, maybe a snack in between, close your kitchen after dinner and be done with it. Drink water, move your body. That's kind of it in a nutshell. Get good sleep. All those things kind of hinge on each other. Clearing your mind by moving, meditation, journaling, good quality sleep. Those are all the big health things that we talk about. But anyway, this one was more like weight loss. Many of us are not happy with this or that. I'm not certainly perfect. I just turned 60. So, I'm just doing the best I can to live a long life, to get up and down off the floor, to play with my grandkids one day, to keep up with my own kids, who are pretty busy, and be able to help them do things in life, So I want to enjoy my life. And I want other women to do that too. So anyway, we were talking about this, this program, and it just was, I started to say, and she was like actually saying, it just doesn't work. It worked, and then I went back to my regular life. And that's what the problem is with these programs. They have good intentions, I think, but they're good because you're on it. You're on it. But then what happens when you're off it? You're like, oh, what do I do? This is the way I normally, this isn't the way I normally eat. I don't eat 6 protein bars a day. I eat real meals with real people in my family or friends, whatever. So yes, these things may work for a short term, but then when you get back to normal life where you have a bad day and you have phone calls and stress, you need healthy tools to get through that and to habit stack, which is the way I kind of approach it, to build sustainable health overall. And then the other things fall into place. Weight loss, maybe, or maintaining a healthy weight. Great quality sleep, moving your body, moving through ranges of motion. That can change over the years. You're not working out the same as when you're 20, when you're 60. Stress management, your mindset. So these are all the things that you need to just kind of know yourself. And having this conversation with this woman was brilliant, because she was already kind of answering her own questions. She's like, I'm cooking food. I know I need to not nibble while I'm cooking food, and I know I need to not eat at night. And those are big things, because first of all, they're habits. We kind of fall into habits, maybe based on the way that you were raised, or maybe just the way you handle stress or boredom, or happiness. So, they're real things. And the goal of it is to know yourself and know your triggers. We all know we should be doing this. We all know what to do. We know we should be drinking water 2 to 3 liters a day if you can. We know we should be getting protein in each meal. We know we shouldn't be snacking all day. That's not normal. The pandemic kind of set us back with that, I think, because, we were all home all day. It kind of definitely derailed us. And I think everybody's just getting over that. It took years to get over that. So just knowing, writing things down, getting a cheap little notepad. Like, I love these spiral notepads I get at the grocery store. They're like 99 cents. And I start a new one. I probably have, I don't know, dozens of them. I put my workouts in there. I put my thoughts in there. I put my business plans in there. They're not very organized, but I know where everything is. So that's good. And I recommend you do the same. Get a notebook about, your habits. And, it doesn't have to be fancy, and it doesn't have to be anything that stresses you out. The last thing we want to do is stress you out I have to write. Just when you think of it, just write it down. Wow, I wonder why I ate last night. Why did I eat a lot of ice cream, or why did I nibble after dinner? Just write it down, maybe your husband or your partner or one of your kids was eating and you were like, oh, that looks good. And I'm just going to keep her company or keep him company and snack. And it's kind of mindless. Maybe you weren't even hungry. Or maybe you were hungry because you didn't eat enough protein at dinner. So that's a real thing. Sorry, this is the way I put my makeup on. I make faces and do all the things. Just getting ready for my day. So, just know these things and tackle one little thing at a time. Maybe you've got so much on your plate this week. I would say just tackle one little thing, like hydration. That's one of the best things you can do for just overall health, and it's probably the easiest. So get a water bottle, and it can be a nice one. It can be change all the time, but just get a water bottle. Mine's 40 ounces, and I try to drink 3 of them. I know that's a lot. So you can't go from 0 to 120 ounces, but maybe your goal this week is 40 ounces, and then you can up it to 50. Little tricks I have with hydration: drink 8 ounces when you get up, or with your coffee. If you're a guzzler, guzzle it down. If you're a sipper, sip it. And then 1 glass before each meal. That just also helps with digestion. It helps make you feel a little bit more hydrated, and a little fuller before you eat, and then a little with your meal. And before you know it, you're up to 60 ounces just by doing that. And then I always keep water in the car, because if I'm driving, I'm I might as well get some water in. And, if you're the type of person, I've heard from women I'm up all night going to the ladies' room, going to the bathroom. Maybe you drink enough water and then you cut it off by dinner time. I like to drink water, though, at night, because I feel like one last glass before I go to bed, I just feel hydrated, because in the morning we're all a little bit dehydrated as I drink my coffee. But I have already drank my water. So doing that, don't get too wrapped up in too much too soon. Don't get wrapped up in macros and tracking. Go back to basics. Maybe you like that. Maybe you're a data-driven person, and macros and tracking and MyFitnessPal or whatever app you like is good for you. But it's usually not sustainable, and sometimes it can stress you out. If you're the type of person that's oh my God, it's just going to make me stressed out, that's going to raise your cortisol level, and then boom, you're going to be snacking all day and stressed out and throw your hands up and say, I give up. So just go back to basics. Basic meal plan. I'm not saying prep your meals like these things you see on TikTok and Instagram, like with the little containers. That is not for me. But I do have a basic idea of what I'm eating. I do a healthy food shop at the beginning of the week. That works for me. Sundays, Saturdays work for me. I know basically what I'm going to eat. I know if I'm going out on a Thursday night or a Friday night. And I know what my breakfast is. I usually eat my breakfast at 11, 12. That just works for me, because I teach and I've always taught in the morning. I don't like to eat in the morning. I just have my drink of water and coffee, and I'm good with it. But if you need a breakfast, then maybe a little breakfast is good before your workout to give yourself time to digest. Or if you work out early, maybe having it a little bit, mid-morning. But that aside, go back to protein at each meal. I strive for 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. Don't get too wrapped up in, the recipes or the meal planning. Just have a basic, look at what you're eating. Cut out the processed foods, cut out the added sugars, read your labels. We're only supposed to have 25 grams of added sugar a day. That's usually anything processed in a box. Anything with a box, read it. Usually has added sugar. Natural sugar in fruits, totally fine. If somebody tells you don't eat too many apples because it has too much sugar, you're not going to eat 10 apples in a day probably, and you're not going to gain weight from eating apples or fruit. So that's natural sugar. Watch for your added sugar. Even watch your drinks, what you're drinking. Try to drink water. Sometimes I'll have a flavored seltzer, but it's usually no sugar, or unsweetened iced tea, things like that. Your coffee, your tea. So just strive for that. You'll be less inclined to snack in between when you have that protein. And closing the kitchen at night, that's the biggest one for me, because I get bored at night. I'm stressed out all day, or not stressed out, but working all day. At night, I finally feel like I can relax. And then that's when I'm more inclined to go in the kitchen. That's me. While I'm cooking, I usually have something healthy because I'm usually hungry, waiting to eat dinner. I'll put little carrot sticks. I know that's cliche, but it works for me. I'm busy, I'm eating. I like carrot sticks. You may dip them in hummus. I like them plain. So find what you can do, or just take a handful of wheat thins or something. And when you're done with it, you're done with it. A serving, not a bag or a box. What else? So these are all little things you can incorporate. I'm just trying to think. We talked about nutrition, whole grains, not white processed anything. Everything's in moderation. If you're going to have cake at night for somebody's birthday, have at it. I recommend it. It's fun, but, work it into your day. So you're not going to do that every night, but it's not something that should be off the table. Literally, you should be able to do that. And then your mindset, stay positive. Know that when you put your head on the pillow at night, if you did one healthy thing, boom, you're good. Write it in your book. Maybe you like to write in the morning or at night. Find what works for you. So these are just little tips, but I recommend, and I know I threw a lot at you. This is a lot longer than I thought, but I like to really share these little tidbits because something might resonate with you. In my head, I say, close the kitchen at night. I clean up. It's kind of the way I was raised. My mother would say, why are you going back in the kitchen? It's closed. And she was right. Even in, 60s, 70s, she was spot on with that, my mom. So, that resonates with me. So I know it seems like I'm putting a lot of makeup on, but I'm really not. This is just to put a normal face on that I can enter the world in teaching my class and maybe getting outside and going to the store later. If you have any questions on any of these products I'm using, I'll be happy to link them. They're nothing fancy. They work for me, and I change them every once in a while. I go through phases, don't we all? So look for the link for the workout. I'm probably going to do it on a Zoom link. You register, and then it's going to be a workout, for everybody. So no equipment, something with cardio, probably some abs, something you can do anywhere for everybody. So, if you take my regular workout classes, which can be a mix of everything, strength, HIIT, it's going to be something for everybody, but not too intense. But you can make it intense if you want, but just to celebrate International Women's Day. We have a lot to celebrate. We have a lot to be proud of. We have a great future. I watched the Barbie movie. It was such a feel-good movie. I watched it with my daughter last weekend. I'm like, why didn't I watch this sooner? It was just, I feel so empowered. And even though I just turned 60, I feel full of hope for my future in my business, in helping women reach their goals in a non-complicated way. And hopefully something I said today can resonate with you, even if it's drinking water. I think that's baseline, or going out for a walk, which is going to lower your cortisol level and definitely help move your body. So start small. If you're I don't even work out, Start with mobility. Mobility and stretching will lead to, oh, let me pick up some weights. Weight training will lead to, let me throw in some cardio. Oh, you know what? Let me add like a yoga or stretch class. And boom, you're there. You're there. We all started somewhere. Find something that gives you your why. Why do you want to do this? It has to come from you. If somebody's told you to do something, it's usually not going to work. Find something you enjoy. Walking is probably the number one thing. Go for a walk. Look at nature. If you like to listen to music, put headphones in. But just get outside and listen to the noises around you. Sometimes it's just really amazing what you hear outside. And just look around. Start small, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Do a little bit of mobility. I have loads on my YouTube channel about that. So I'm not going to ramble on anymore. So I'm going to go on with my day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Make it a great day. It's up to you. You can do it. And I will send you that link for the Zoom workout. Have a great day.